Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I have always loved having an appreciation for friendship and time because we never seem to know how much time we have. Often we think about what would we do with more time if we had it. Will we use that time to go back in time to tell people we love them more? Will we use that time to go back in time to fix some of our mistakes we've left unfinished? There are so many unanswered questions about what we would do with more time if we had it, but I think if I did have more time, I would use the pocket watch to go back in time just to keep on creating videos about Descendants of Zombies, because creating videos about Descendants of Zombies has given me a profound chance to relate to far more people than ever before. Far more people than I ever imagined possible, and I've loved having the chance to do that more than anybody who has ever created a Descendants of Zombies video and uploaded them to their channels. I think when you create a video about Descendants of Zombies, you've obviously got to think about all of you, because you are the ones watching these videos. So if you can create relatable content while sharing stories about Red and Chloe, that's what makes these videos so special. That's what allows your videos to touch everybody's hearts and give them more of a reason to believe in a future about Descendants of Zombies, because that's what you guys want to know about. You have so many unanswered questions about the future of Descendants of Zombies and being a part of it. We all want to be a part of this future, no matter what characters we're being introduced to for the first time ever, what's going to happen next in the story of Red and Chloe. We know some of the consequences of time travel obviously have been that Red and Chloe have created a new supervillain. We know that Red has a new sister. We have so much to look forward to. We also have Camp Rock 3 coming out within this summer. And while many of us still have so many unanswered questions, that's what's the most exciting thing about the future is we never seem to know what that future has in store. Because if we did know what the future had in store for all of us, I think we would be frightened to death to experience the future. But you know what's so cool about this future? We are all going to be a part of history, and we are all going to be a part of that history together. And that is what the most exciting thing about the future is never seeming to know what the future has in store. Having said that, thank you guys so much for having chosen this YouTube channel as your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel, and having chosen this YouTube channel over any YouTube channel that you could be watching. Because, I mean, let's be real. The videos that you guys are watching are pretty much AI. They're pretty much fake teaser trailers that are promising you false hope for Descendants of Zombies that really aren't giving you much to believe in. I think what you guys have appreciated the most is people sitting down in front of their camera and actually talking about and discussing Descendants of Zombies, which is something that I've had the profound honor of doing. I've loved creating commentarial reviews of Descendants of Zombies and all my favorite franchises through the years, Hannah Montana, Wizards of Waverly Place, and even Phineas and Ferb, because those series obviously have held a very special place in my heart for forever. Just last Tuesday night, seeing Hannah Montana celebrate its 20th anniversary was the greatest honor of my life, because if there was one thing I remembered being from generations past so long ago, it was a fan of Hannah Montana. And I know that's very different for a guy to admit over his microphone in his podcast for you guys this morning, but I always was a fan of Hannah Montana because of how she could sing anything. And all the episodes of Hannah Montana seemed to come to life for Miley Cyrus's passion. It had nothing to do with the original cast of Hannah Montana coming together and creating something special. It had everything to do with Miley Cyrus's voice and how she really could sing anything. So when you think about somebody like Kylie Cantrell, I've loved Kylie Cantrell so much for how she could sing anything within this generation and having her experience her power era. I hope her power era is something that she continues to experience, because Kylie Cantrell's contributions to Descendants of Zombies, if anything, deserve to be remembered and never ever forgotten. I say this because I hope that 20 years from now we can sit in front of this camera and we can still have conversations, and I can continue to relate to far more people than ever before about Descendants of Zombies, so that your children that are coming will have the chance to watch Descendants of Zombies and take something special away from it just as you did. That's what makes my job as a YouTuber so worth it. You guys have no idea how long I've been around. Pretty close to 30 years I've been on YouTube, and that's a really long time to create videos and content for people and to continue to resonate with them for forever. When I thought my career was over, you guys brought me back. You brought me back from out of nowhere just to have the chance to share with you my story and my opinion on characters such as Red and Chloe and many others, like Cameron Boyce's character Carlos, who obviously held a very special place in our hearts. And I couldn't help but feel for you guys when you were going through that very difficult time when we lost Cameron, but we lost Cameron together, and we shared our stories about how we were a fan of Cameron Boyce, how we were a fan of characters like Mel, Dove Cameron's character, who really offered a lot of inspirational moments moments to the Descendants franchise, which eventually became moments that were created by Red and Chloe, which held a very special place in our heart. No matter what we've been through, we've really experienced every emotion in the book, and that's allowed us to channel our energy to being some of the best Descendants and Zombies fans of all time. That's why many of us create YouTube. We just want the opportunity to have our story seen and heard by far more people than we ever imagined possible, and I had the opportunity to become one of those very fortunate people, because this doesn't happen for everybody. A YouTube channel is not chosen as everybody's favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel every day or every single time somebody uploads a video. And the same thing can be said about me, because every single time that I ever upload a video, I never know how many views the video is going to receive. I never know how many subscribers I'm going to get. I just upload the video and hope for the best, and I go away for a couple of hours, come back, check the subscribers, see what the view count is at, and it truly blows my mind. You guys never cease to amaze me for how passionate you felt about Kylie Contrell, about Freya Sky, who do receive their fair share of criticism, which is something I wanted to do everything about. I wanted to give you guys more of a reason to believe in Kylie Contrell and Freya Sky's music, their talent as actresses, because they really have brought Descendants and Zombies to life. I will never forget your guys' reactions at the Worlds Collide tour and how passionate you felt about performances that Kylie and Freya gave, along with Malia. They really lit up the stage, and they really lit up each and every one of our lives, because no matter who we were, we all had a story, and we took something special away from them. I saw admiration in Kylie Contrell's strength. I saw admiration in Kylie Contrell's dedication. There was just something about her passion wanting to bring this character to life. She was by far one of the strongest characters I had ever seen be a part of the Descendants franchise, and I held on to that belief that her story was going to continue. The story of all of our favorite characters were going to continue. Now, in late 2024, when Ruby announced that she was no longer going to be a part of the Descendants franchise moving forward, I'll be honest with you, my heart was broken, because she ultimately became my favorite character for how she had this bubblegum type personality that was really so full of life, and her appreciation for life was showcased. And I never ever forgot Ruby for that. She definitely made me a better person, a stronger person than I am today, and has allowed me the opportunity to sit in front of this microphone every day and share with you my story about how I was a Ruby Rose Turner fan. I will never forget Ruby's contributions to this franchise, just as I will never forget Emily Osment's contributions to Hannah Montana, because many of you who have been with me from the very beginning for over 20 years, you should know at least that I'm the biggest Emily Osment fan and supporter in the world, because I saw something special in Emily Osment's contributions as Lily Truscott on Hannah Montana, and I will forever believe that Emily Osment was deserving of far more credit than she was ever given. And I feel the same way about Ruby Rose Turner. After everything the girl's been through, after everything she's had to endure, give her a chance to really run away with her voice as animated characters and in live-action TV shows, and see what she can offer. You know, I've always believed that the stories of these characters should have been told more deeper, and I've always believed that there are characters in Descendants whose stories have never really been told and completed. And that's why I've left the door open more widely than ever before to see characters re-emerge, have their stories retold, and return in the Descendants franchise. Now, while the chances of Dove Cameron having her character Mal return are pretty much second to none, and a lot of people have closed the door on that, I've always believed that there is a chance that we could even see them have cameos in upcoming Descendants movies, because oftentimes Disney keeps things under wraps. They love to keep secrets away from us, to keep us guessing on what could happen next. Because when Descendants 4 was first announced, everybody started wondering just as fast as you could snap your fingers, is Dove Cameron coming back? Is Sophia Carson going to reprise her role? There were so many unanswered questions until the new cast was revealed. But the one thing I always took away from the new cast was this appreciation they had for these roles, because ever since donning these characters, they brought these characters to life, and I felt more than honored to have the chance to experience the rise in popularity of these characters, far more popular characters than ever given credit for, or that we will always remember, because I remember how passionate people were about the new Halloween costumes, which is something we never saw for the original trilogy, I think. I remember how passionate people were about posters all over the room and collecting Descendants and Zombies dolls, because years ago I've told you stories about how I was always passionate about collecting pro wrestling action figures about some of the legendary wrestlers that would be fortunate enough to have action figures released of them. You had to be a very popular wrestler years ago to have your own action figure, but I remember it being such a huge honor for many of my friends who would go on to have their own action figures. So I know how much this means for the Descendants characters to have their own dolls. The one thing that stands out to me is when they unboxed their dolls for the first time, like Freya Sky and Ruby Rose Turner, and how emotionally overcome they were with emotion and tears because they realized that they were forever immortalized and would go down in history for being some of the greatest legends of all time. Because there's something about getting your own action figure or your own doll that really stands the test of time and really solidifies and cements your legacy. And I remember when Hannah Montana had her own doll years ago in her own jacket, and everybody was so excited about it, and she was so honored to have her own toy merch. And it was one of the most successfully selling toy merch lines of all time because of just how revered Hannah Montana was. She was certainly one of the most celebrated characters of all time, given how much you guys believed in her. And the cool thing about Hannah Montana is there are people of this generation going back and rewatching Hannah Montana to become familiarized with Hannah Montana and going through what I've referred to as their Hannah Montana phase. But even with how often I've referred to this as a phase for everybody, I think that Descendants of Zombies was more than just a phase. It became a global phenomenon, something that started as a whisper that became something far greater than we ever imagined possible, because there are millions of people, precisely over 10.5 million people, if not even more, who love Descendants of Zombies so much, who have obviously taken something special away from the stories that I've shared with you, the stories that other content creators have shared with you. But then again, I really think about it, and nobody really shares as many stories with you guys about how they were a fan of Hannah Montana or how they were a fan of Descendants of Zombies and how much they believed in it. Because from the first moment I saw Descendants of Zombies, I knew it was going to be something special, and I wanted to showcase that. I had no idea how many videos I would go on to create, but I had the opportunity to create thousands of videos that would go on to touch the hearts and resonate with far more people than I ever imagined possible, because I love songs like Rotten to the Core, If Only, Space Between, Red, Life is Sweeter When You Are. There was just something about that song being so catchy, life is sweeter when, there's just something about these songs and the first few lyrics of it that you jump at, because they're such catchy songs and they give you such an appreciation for life that you will never ever forget. Trust me. If you are a fan of the original trilogy and you've never taken it upon yourself to watch The Rise of Red, I think you should. Because promise me, I promise you, you will come away with a greater appreciation for Descendants of Zombies every single time. Even if you just watch it once, I promise you these songs will be the catchiest ever, and you will feel inspired by the characters and their stories. Because no matter who we were, we all took something special away from the characters and their stories. They became defined through these stories they shared, and we had the chance to be a part of something special. While Hannah Montana may have never had a powerful story behind every episode in the movie, the music is what allowed it to resonate with far more people than ever before, to become some of the most relatable content in episodes of a TV series ever created. And I had the honor to experience those generations. I had the honor of growing up in both the Disney Renaissance era and moving out of that into the live-action TV show era that was prodded by Hannah Montana and Wizards of Waverly Place, which eventually became shows like Shake It Up and Good Luck Charlie, and moving on from that, what eventually became Descendants of Zombies. And now, some of the greatest friendships of all time are happening because of Descendants of Zombies. People are becoming friends all the time. They're bonding. They're telling each other their story about how they became a fan of Descendants of Zombies, who their favorite characters are. And that's what makes my job as a YouTuber worth it every single time. The chance to share these stories with you and how much I believed in Descendants of Zombies. Because we still have a long way to go, because this story is far from over. And as long as this story is far from over, it gives us something to believe in far more than we ever realized, and something to hold on to as we make our way into that unforeseeable future, which again, the most exciting thing about is we never seem to know what that future has in store. Because if we did, I don't think we really would be as excited about the future as we currently are, because the question remains, Red has a sister now. What kind of conflict will Red's sister present? Who is the supervillain that Red and Chloe have created? I would love the opportunity to find out, and we will find out together this summer on what kind of new storylines will be presented. We know we have new characters coming in from Princess and the Frog and Encanto, and we also have Camp Rock 3 to look forward to this summer. So not only do we have Descendants 5 with Wonderland coming out, we also have Camp Rock 3, and we have this new tour kicking off on September 25th, which will go right through to December 13th. So again, the tour will kick off on September 25th and go right through to December 13th, just 10 days before Christmas. Can you imagine how crazy everybody is going to be this Christmas trying to get their hands on the last few tickets for Descendants of Zombies? It's going to be a crazy time, but it's going to be one to be so fun to be a part of, and I can't wait to experience the rise in popularity of Descendants of Zombies with each and every one of you. Again, guys, Thank you so much for having chosen this YouTube channel as your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel and having a special place in your heart for your favorite characters for forever and always. It means the world to me to have been a part of this with each and every one of you and to have shared my experiences of being a Descendants and Zombies fan with each and every one of you. And I will have more on the upcoming leg 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour, so if you haven't got yourself locked in to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for every video that I upload here, because we're going to have so much fun talking about the futures of your favorite characters and the stories that have made them so famous and ever so popular in the hearts of thousands of fans of Descendants and Zombies. So if you have not subscribed, you're probably going to want to go ahead and get that out of the way right now, because we have so much to get to. And I know that a lot of people have promised you videos about Descendants and Zombies, but you can trust in this YouTube channel to always have something new. The reason why I record these videos so early every morning is because I want to beat out the algorithm, and I want to be the first one to upload videos for you guys when you get home from school and when you spend nights on the weekends, not being able to sleep. There'll always be something up here for you guys to watch, and I've honestly loved creating these videos because I know what it's like to be a kid and not being able to sleep on a Saturday night because you're so excited about the next day, or you're getting home from school and you just want something cool to watch on YouTube. And because I understand that, that's why I go above and beyond the requirements of an average YouTube content creator to put these videos out into the algorithm and just hope for the best, because you guys really are some of the best fans ever, and all I ever do when I upload a video is really just hope for the best and just hope that somebody is going to find this video and eventually click on my thumbnail, because they are just as much of a fan of Descendants and Zombies as what I've been through the years. And I've honestly had so much fun creating all of these videos, because if I couldn't create these videos for thousands of people, I have no idea what I'd be doing. I know that I'm a success because of each and every one of you, and there's obviously been something about my voice having shared with you these stories about how I became a fan of Descendants and Zombies, and I've honestly had the time of my life. So thank you so much for having chosen this YouTube channel as obviously your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time. It means more to me than words could ever say, knowing that so many wonderful people have chosen this YouTube channel time and time again. I may never know what I'm about to say every single time that I push record, but I like to believe that my stories about being a fan of Ruby and Kylie and Malia have some way or somehow been able to resonate with thousands of people, because I obviously saw something special in them and I believed in them with all of my heart. And here's the thing, I know you are somebody who believes in them with all of your heart too, and that's what makes these videos so special. At the end of every conversation, the only hope I've ever had is that somebody's going to take away a greater appreciation for these characters and their stories, which are far from over and only really just beginning. So because they're only really just beginning, I think we can have something to believe into and hold on to more than ever before. Thank you so much for all the love and support that you've shown this YouTube channel continuously. It truly means the world to me that you are here and you've held a very special place in your heart for all of these videos that I've created, over 1,000 of them, which I believe is more than any content creator has ever created or pumped out about Descendants and Zombies. But that's why this YouTube channel has become everybody's favorite, because of its relatable content and obviously how I could tell this story about Ren and Chloe so effectively and give you more of a reason to be excited about that unforeseeable future together, because we're going to experience this together. We're going to be together for a very long time as the best of friends and the biggest fans of all time of Descendants and Zombies. And all of these moments that we're experiencing together are happening because of how much you believe in them and how much you created them, because you just didn't believe in them. You allowed yourself to become a part of something so special and allowed yourself to create something special that millions of people took something special away from every single time. And I couldn't have felt more honored to have been a part of that with each and every one of you, giving you something special to believe into and really hold on to. Thank you so much for having watched this video, and thank you so much for having believed in this YouTube channel with all of your heart and having made it your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time. It truly means more to me than words could ever say. Thank you so much for having watched this video.